Greetings, bloggers, vloggers, followers, and potters. Dustin here from Dustin's Dynasty with another edition of this week's vlog. So we're here another week. We are still medication adherent. We're still following what we need to do. And that got me thinking with the course of the week and how this was discussed, with my care team, how it just clicks. So a little backstory about medication adherence. And before I get into that part of it, I want to explain that medication is something that I found eventually after 6 years of playing around with it, of withdrawing here and there, that it works for me. And why do I feel it's so important now? Because I have my life back. Every week as you see me come on this screen, and every week as it continues on as I've been adhering fully to the medication, I am starting to get my life back more fully and comprehensively. It can be hard to imagine that, but it's true. Now, some people have their doubts about medications, but without a doubt, there is not only the autism, but there are other challenges that I experience and other diagnoses, such as bipolar disorder and others, to name a few. But what makes me see somebody asked me in one of my clinical sessions, like, how do I just get it? How do I get that medication is a necessity? And I think it's like anything, you can get it because things do get they're a part of what they are, and it just happens. And it's like anything. I remember as a young child in preschool, how did I get the fact that I needed to use the bathroom? How did I get the fact of just doing things? Sometimes these things were modeled, sometimes they were not. Sometimes I took an interest in them because I was fascinated by them, or whatever that may be. But I think sometimes for me, as far as other things, like last year with when I had my relapse, it's hard to believe that that was just 10 months ago, but I had taken a vow not to drink caffeine, and 10 months were just shy of one evening and one sleep of 10 months living a caffeine-free lifestyle. And it has helped so immensely with regulating my emotions. Now, some things are still, not. I wish I was totally off the soda. And in fact, I don't have any this evening because I was tired at the end of the day, of running errands and whatnot. But eventually I understood the mission that I have to do and the importance of medication adherence. Seeing how how other people are around fear for my safety when that happens. But it's just like anything, you just have to get it. I think, somebody asked me what makes it click this time? What makes it click? What makes it, come together and reach the terms of, okay, this is what I got to do in order to stay well and be well. Am I going to go back to the same old habits? And I can honestly say with the right mind, the answer is no, because I don't have a resentment for it. I'm managing my condition on my end on how to manage my life around the medication rather than fight against it. So the last time that I had relapsed and started back on, I had still been not perfect with it, and I'm ashamed to say that. And that's been the past 10 months. But I had this love-hate relationship with it. I knew it was good, but I hid it. I had a hateful relationship with it. I had a deep relationship with the clock. And it was something that overruled my life because as autistic people, we can be very fascinated on things and regimented to the rules without understanding the loose terms of things. Like, okay, this medicine is to be taken before bed, and if I take it at this time, I'm not going to be able to do X, Y, and Z. And when I come from my daily activities, I'm so tired that I do need a nap. But does it need to be a 3 to 6 hour nap? No, it needs to be a 1 hour nap. And there are other things that are helpful as I'm learning how to practice self-care better. Things like showering, wearing comfortable clothing around the house, those sort of things that are helping making my life with my condition and the medication much more manageable. It's not perfect, but for me, it's what is necessary. And I can see that I'm handling this situation much more better than what I did. I think hearing the words come from people that I have trusted that they had concerns or something wasn't right or it wasn't working. People that don't want to hear the bullshit, quite frankly, don't have time for the excuses. Learning that I'm on borrowed time and understanding that, I have to get this under control for myself and my independence and my livelihood. All these things depend on it, and I'm continuing to live on borrowed time by not understanding what I need to do to take care of myself. Many people don't understand that sometimes, or don't want to comprehend the fact that there are benefits, but there are risks too, as I had said in a post earlier this week. And while those side effects and those risks, they really don't have validity to what the benefits do outweigh the side effects that I experienced with this one particular med that I've been uncertain about for the past 10 months and overall the past 6 years. I'm learning how to manage life better and put away all the rest, of the past with that I experienced, because that's not me. That was the behavior that I was before given that medication over 25 years ago. That was the past me. And I see more and more of that as it evolved over the past year or two or six, how that evolved and became the person that I was before I was given that right mix of medication that works. And, we can say all we want about medication. There's a great deep divide in the autistic community about it. But for me, I certainly know that it works. I'm feeling much better. Yes, do I have to take a nap every day when I to unwind? Absolutely. And there should be no shame in that. Nor should there be a shame. I don't feel the guilt that I once felt when I have of having to take care of myself, because I'm not under the cusp of living under someone's roof. Rather, I'm living my life the way that I see it. And regardless or not of what I wanted to believe or what I was led to believe about things like sexuality or any other things, that I had to figure those things out for myself. That is not for anyone else to just to figure out in life. My life is my life totally, and there has to be balance. Yes, I value family more than I value influence or friends, but for the past however many years, I was more influenced by things prior to my relapse. I was more influenced by things outside of my family, and I had a very strange relationship with my family. They saw me declining, and eventually they were scared, and as many people are when I don't take care of myself. And I'm continuing, this last time I seen it more and more and more, and people had more coherent conversations with me about it. And there are some people that I really have a trusting relationship with, and have power over me, and not power in a negative way, but there's a reality that chain works down the line, and it interferes with what I need, parts that I need to do to stay well, and things that are important in my life. So in order to do that, I had to understand there was a necessity to get back on track and do what I need to do. And it just clicked. Like I said, it just clicked. It's one of those things that just clicked. There was things that, when you're autistic and you don't think, oh, I can't do that, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. And you're living in this great sense of fear. And that basically was what I was living, the past several weeks. I wanted to escape something because I couldn't learn how to manage my emotions, and being told that I had to find something new to work on, that I didn't know what that was. And boy, did it show me by not taking care of myself. It proves that I'm not ready to leave day services yet, that I need to work on my personal wellness and my medication adherence, and learn how to deal with things within a setting where there's social interaction and it can be documented, and being able to communicate things in a proper and effective way so that I can be successful if that day comes when I leave. Sometimes there's so much pressure by the clinical world, to push people into having successful lives. And I think so long I felt, because of the ways that I interacted with others, that I had so much of this pressure built into me that I had to feel sort of a way that wasn't truly who I was, wasn't truly how I felt. And when that happened, I kind of gave into, well, I don't need this because it's bothering me to be around these people that are having these people that I have conflict with, or that I can't adapt and manage my life and learn how to cope with challenges. But as this past week has discovered, as I've been more stable and more coherent and more able to manage my emotions and my thoughts, I realized that those thoughts are everywhere. They're not just in that day setting. They could be on a bus, they could be in a store, they could be at work, anywhere. And I have to learn how to conduct myself in a proper manner so that I don't react negatively, because it's mostly things that I cannot control. And for the most part, I have to focus on what I can control and not allow the external factors outside of my locus of control play hostage over me and cause me to react negatively just because I want a solution, or I want something, or I want to find comfort in somebody else, but knowing that it's going to cause me more grief to give that comfort. So it means that I have to take care of myself, not only in the form of medication adherence, but mental wellness as a whole, and that I have a whole year to do it. And I'm not ashamed of that. I don't think you can't be ashamed of something if you need help. We talk a lot about online or in the community, in the mental health community, about the avoiding stigma, being afraid to ask for help, or being afraid to present yourself as you authentically are, and as your challenges, as your needs. Whether you need auxiliary devices or need help, a note-taking device, or whatever that may be to help aid you in being the successful citizen, regardless of how you see that, whether you see that as a person who has a challenge, or whether that person who is disabled by the law, such as the Americans with Disabilities Act. There has been a lot that has taught me in these past few weeks about how important it is to be adherent to things and to stand up and advocate for what is right, while fighting stigma and understanding that, sometimes you have to be patient with yourself and learn day by day, sometimes hour by hour, about how things come to fruition, and how you just get that, you can just how it just comes to fruition, and how you just understand that things have to be the way they have to be, and that just like anything, just like learning how to use the bathroom at the age of 4, or learning how to go and ask for help. I remember another instance was going into a school and asking where the kindergarten classroom was on the first day. First day I ever used that entrance to that building. First, it was, and the teacher who directed me to that classroom. So I think it's a big thing, you learn these skills as you evolve in life. And for 6 years of my independence, because it was so much other things in my life, and when things crash down, they get worse to where they're unmanageable for me, or I can't mask them without the help of medicine. Now, I do understand that I have to work on a wellness plan, and that's something I do plan to do on my own, along with the assistance of using technology at the day program to help research skills and tools to help me in that regard. It's going to be a process. It's not a rush. It's not a race. And things are going to get better. And I'm getting things, and I'm understanding how things work more and more every day. So you need to be, as I like to say, I like to be patient with myself. I'm at a much more regulated speed, and I can do things, and I'm not in a rush to do things anymore, and don't feel a sense of pressure. I think letting go of that sense of pressure and need, and just that extra fear of worry about things that outside of the things that I can control. I'm only focusing on what I can control, because what I can control when things outside of my control aren't working is the way that I react. It's responding appropriately and not reacting negatively to something that I cannot control. So with that being said, I think that's good enough of a discussion and a dialogue today. I know we're continuing to talk about medicine, but I think, we don't talk about how how things click in the brain, and how somehow you get it. It's not just the medication, but it could be anything, like a chore, like taking care of yourself, like wanting to feel comfortable around your house. These are some of the things I've learned recently as time has evolved to being more medication adherent, being authentic, how to be yourself, those sort of things. So again, I'm going to close out today, but I want to remind you, if you haven't already, Be sure to follow my content. All my content you can access by going to Linktree and Dustin's Dynasty. I'm on the web, that's Dustin'sDynastyUSA.com, but ultimately follow the Linktree at Dustin's Dynasty, and that'll get you to all my socials and podcasts. I want to thank you one more time for listening. Be sure to have a good weekend. Take care of yourselves. Have a happy holiday, Independence Day or Canada Day or whatever day we're celebrating for independence. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.